Hello, my name is Dakota Allen, Sales Manager of Safety Zone Water Systems, and we're your single source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. We're here today to discuss how water softeners work and the proper startup procedures for them. Keep in mind, this discussion also applies to our single tank, combination, whole house filter and water softener. At this point, you should have completed your installation, set up the brine tank, added 6 inches of potable water to the brine tank, installed your drain, powered up your system, tested water for hardness, and have a weather cover if your system is installed outdoors. If not, please see our installation and water testing videos that are now available on our website and also our YouTube page. Follow me and let me show you the rest of our startup procedures. Before we start, we want to go over how a water softener works. What happens is water flows down through the tank and through the resin, where all the hardness minerals, which are calcium and magnesium, are attracted to the resin and removed from your water. Eventually, that resin will reach its capacity where it has to go then through a resin cleaning process. The valve knows when it needs to go through its resin cleaning process because here at the factory, we set the capacity, the plumber will set the hardness, and the meter back here will count down how many gallons have ran through the system. This is why it's very important that the water is tested. Prior to startup, let's set the clock and talk about valve programming. To set the clock, what you need to do is hold the down button where it says set clock, hold that down till the hour starts to flash. Here you'll see the hour flashing, so we're going to set the hour to whatever proper hour it is. So let's just say it's 12. Now keep in mind, right here is PM and AM. The hour changes that, so just make sure that it's on the proper AM or PM setting. And now to get to the minutes, we press next, and we press up or down based off what time it is. Next one more time will bring you back to the main menu or the time. To set the hardness, we're going to press next and up. Make sure you press them at the same time. Next and up. That will bring you to the hardness setting. Here, we tested the water and we found that it was 12 grains of hardness. So we're going to change that by pressing down. Of course, if it was higher, you would press up. Now that we've set the hardness, we're going to press next. That's going to bring us to something called a day override setting. The day override setting is for people who go away often or just in general don't use a lot of water. Maybe you didn't use a lot of water over 2 weeks. So we typically don't change that, so we're going to click next. This is going to be our resin cleaning process time when it goes off. It's set naturally for 2 AM. We typically also do not change that one, so we press next and next one more time to bring us back to the clock. Now we're going to go over the valve programming and just verifying the cycles. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold next and down simultaneously, and you're also going to release those when the new menu comes up simultaneously. So let's do that. Next and down, holding. Now it came up, we released at the same time. Key important thing to remember is that if it does not say set softening, let's say it said set filtering or just set filtering regen, you're going to want to make sure that says set softening. So we're going to get there, make sure it says that. Next, we're going to press next 3 times to get to the valve cycles. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to be at the cycles. The first cycle is a backwash. That is an 8-minute backwash. Then we're going to press next, and that's going to show you a second cycle, which is the brine water draw. So basically, water is going to be pulled from the brine tank into the valve, and that's going to be the brine water or the salt water that's been in the brine tank dissolving into the water. We're going to press next one more time. This is going to show us another backwash cycle that will be there to help rid the resin that used all that salt to clean itself up, get it that purge down the drain. The next cycle is going to be a rapid rinse cycle. What this is there for is to help get rid of any excess salt that may have been left from the last backwash, but also to help pack that bed back down to a serviceable setting. So this is cycle 5, which is basically putting in conditioned water into the brine tank so that it can be used again during the resin cleaning process the next time it comes around. And then we're going to keep pressing next after that to get back to the clock. And here we are, back at the clock, ready to start up. Now we're ready for startup. So first thing we want to do is make sure that the bypass back here is closed. The valves will be facing in line with each other. And if you did install a shutoff on the inlet side, we want to make sure that now that is open. Next, we're going to press and hold the regen button until you hear the motor start, setting it to its first cycle. We're going to wait until the cycle starts. And then once it does start, we're going to slowly let the inlet side bypass open until we start to hear water and air going down the drain. Let's do that. Now we want to make sure that we don't open it very quickly and not all the way until water starts to go down the drain so we don't get any hammering effects. Now we want to go outside and take a look at the drain to see if there's any color in the water and to wait until that color is gone during this cycle. Now we want to make sure we stay in this cycle until the water is running clear. And now that the water is running clear outside, we're going to press and release this button to get to the next cycle. The next cycle is going to be our brine draw, or our brine water draw, taking water from the brine tank into the tank. What we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to make sure we see water movement go down so that we know that we don't have any issues with our brine line. Remember, I told you the main issue we have is air being drawn because we didn't push it in hard enough. Well, again, we're going to know that we did that by pushing one more time. We want to just kind of make sure it's there, and we're going to watch that water drop. So during this cycle, what it's doing is it's backwashing to help get rid of all the salt that it did use during the resin cleaning process. And so all we want to do there is make sure, again, just check the drain, make sure the water's still running clear. Now we're going to go to the next cycle. We're going to press and release regen one more time. And this is going to bring us into our rapid rinse cycle. The rapid rinse cycle, what it does is it packs down the bed and also helps get rid of any excess salt that may have still been in there. Once again, we're going to check outside one more time just to make sure that the drain doesn't have any color coming out of it and it's running clear. After that, you press and release regen one more time. And that's going to bring you into the brine fill. What this is going to do is going to take conditioned water and put it back into the brine tank to prepare it for its next resin cleaning process. Again, on this cycle, what we're checking is that we're just seeing that water is going into the tank. After you see and notice the water has gotten into the tank, you're going to press and release regen one more time, and that's going to bring you back into the clock. And that means that you are done with the startup procedure. All right, now that we've got done with all of the cycles that we needed to go through, we've checked the system, we have just 4 more things to do. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we add salt to the brine tank. So let's get that done. All right, guys, now that we've added salt, let's talk about how much is usually kept in here. Typically, we add 3 bags of salt at a time, and then we just monitor it and put it in as needed. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we open up the outlet on the bypass. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. Now, if you did add a shutoff to the outlet side, we want to make sure that we open it up so water can flow into the house. So we're going to do that. And now the 4th, but I think most important thing is a customer orientation. We want to explain to the customer how to monitor their salt levels make sure that they're keeping salt in the system. We want to explain how to set the clock right there for them. We also want to give them a general idea of how everything is working in here. Now that completes the startup procedure, and the customer can now enjoy all the benefits that soft water provides. If you need any additional information, additional training, please visit our website or our YouTube channel for any additional videos that we may have.